Hey everyone, my name is Abby. Welcome to my channel. We have a little block flow today. I love props. They don't necessarily make things easier. Sometimes they make things a little bit more challenging. So I'm actually going to show you a few different ways we can use them in that way. If you do not have a block, you can still absolutely do this practice, just obviously without the block. Create the tension within your own body. Y'all hear me talk a lot about mind-body connection anyway, so practice that here if you do not have props. But let's get started on our backs. Have your block nearby. And you can either start with your knees bent, feet planted, or you can do butterfly legs or legs out long. You just have 3 rounds of breath before we get started. Just a quick moment of space, of peace, to fully arrive in the present moment. If they are not already, bend your knees and plant your feet. Grab onto your block and place it between your knees. Lay your arms down by your sides, palms facing down. Bridge pose. Squeeze your block right off the bat and then lift the tailbone, the low back, the mid back, upper back. Keep squeezing the block and then slowly roll down. First the upper back, mid back, low back, then the tailbone. Let's do that twice more. The more you squeeze the block, the more strength and fire you're going to feel in the adductors, your inner thigh, your pelvic floor, your low belly. One more time. Lift up, keep squeezing, 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 and lower back down. Keep the block where it is, but stack your knees over your hips. 2 options, arms out into a T shape, or you can do cactus with the elbows bent. That'll make this a little bit more challenging. Push your mid back down into the ground, squeeze your block, take your legs over to the right, but try to avoid touching the floor. Your core kind of catches you there and then pulls you back up to the center, over to the left. Let's do that 2 more times each direction. So we're really getting every part of the core here, especially as you continue to squeeze the block. Low belly is engaged fully. Your obliques are waking up a bit more. Intercostal muscles between the rib cage. Last time. Pull it back up to the center. Keep squeezing your block. Keep your mid back down on the ground. And then just see if you can tap your toes to the floor. It's okay if they don't go all the way there. Pull it back up. Breathe in. Exhale, lower the toes. One more time, breathe in. Exhale, tap the toes. Back to the center, grab your block, put it off to the side, rock yourself all the way up, and we'll find tabletop on all 4s. Have your block near the top of your mat for easy access. Tuck your toes, lift your hips, downward facing dog. Take a couple of breaths here, just pedal out the legs. Now the right leg reaches up towards the sky. Bend the knee and open your hip. Oof, that was a good pop. Right foot steps in between the hands. Control that as much as you can. Drop your back knee, low lunge. Grab your block. Place it between both of your hands. On the inhale, we reach the arms forward, lean over your thigh. Exhale, lift up, and then bend your elbows and take your block to the back of the head, opening the chest. Twice more. Inhale, reach forward, push your hands into the block. Exhale, lean back and release. One more time. Hold your little back bend here, lift the chest, elbows out wide. Now take your block out in front of you, place it in front of your toes on the highest height. Put your hands there. Tuck your back toes. Lift all the way up into warrior three. Back leg is lifted. Let me adjust a little bit here just for the sake of the video. Left toes are pointing straight down. If you want your warrior three to be a little bit more challenging, you can of course float the hands, make it look how you want it to look, but otherwise the block is here for support. Why not use it? You have people to do your taxes for you. People grocery shop for you now. They'll even bring it out to your car at some places. Ask for support when you need it. Give support to yourself when you need it. You have one more breath. Bend the right knee. Big step to the back of the mat. Warrior one. So my back foot is down at an angle. My hips are pointing straight ahead as best as I can. Block is between the hands like so. Okay, kind of like prayer hands. I'm pushing the block really firmly here. So I feel my chest activate. I feel my shoulders activate. Now, take a breath in and lengthen your spine a little bit more. On the exhale, teeny tiny twist to the right. Inhale, face forward. Exhale, teeny tiny twist. Do that 3 more times. So the reason it's so small is because this is coming from the deep core muscles, your transverse abdominals, deepest layer of the abs. Your focus is on the right side of the bottom rib, drawing down last time. And face forward. Now come onto the ball of your back foot, drop your back knee. Block is in your right hand. It goes back behind you onto the floor. Left hand reaches up and over. Low, exalted warrior. Take one more breath. Now, windmill your hands down, bring your block with you. It's underneath your right hand. Step back to plank pose. And then just hold your plank. Try not to lean too heavily into the left side. Keep your right hand where it is. Roll onto the edges of your feet. Left hand reaches up to the sky, side plank. Lift the waist, lift the hips high as you can. Take one more breath here. Drop your left hand, center plank again. Move your block off to the side, downward facing dog. Left leg reaches up to the sky. Bend the knee and open the hip. Step it in between the hands. Drop your back knee down, low lunge. Grab your block. Inhale, reach it forward, low arrow. Exhale, block to the back of the head. Open the heart. 2 more times. You are pushing your hands into the block the entire time so that your upper body is getting something out of this. Last one, hold it. And place your block out in front of your left toes. Tuck your right toes under, lift all the way up, warrior three. Level out your hips as best as you can, especially if you're using your block. Notice what happens to the breath when you're in this shape. When things get kind of intense, do you have the tendency to clench, to hold? Can you release a little bit? One more breath. Bend the left knee, big step back. Warrior one, back foot at an angle, block between your hands, squeeze. Take an inhale, lengthen a little bit. Exhale, teeny tiny twist to the left. Inhale, face forward. Exhale, twist. 3 more times. So again, as you're doing it right here, this is where my attention is. When I twist, I squeeze that bottom rib down. After your 5th and final time, face forward. You're on the ball of your back foot now. Drop your back knee. Left hand goes with your block over to the left side of your space. Low, exalted. Take a breath. Windmill your hands down. Block goes underneath your left hand. Step back to plank. Hold and breathe. Notice if you're leaning to the right a lot, fix that. Side plank. Right hand reaches up to the sky. One more breath. Center plank. Remove your block. Lower the knees and find a seat. That was kind of hard. I'm just a teeny bit breathless right now. I taught this in my live classes the other week with a lot more funky block stuff, and it was tough, y'all. I might have to make a full hour-long video for this. Supported bridge pose is our last shape. Lift your hips, slide your block underneath your low back. It should kind of feel like your tailbone is tucking under slightly. Feel good release for the low back. If it does not feel good in your body for whatever reason though, do what you need to do here. Change up your angle, change up the position of your prop, change up your leg variation. Lift your hips up off of your block, put it off to the side. Draw the knees in towards the chest. And rock side to side. You might roll out the ankles here, spread out the toes. And rock yourself all the way up to a seat. Hands come together at the heart center. Thank you for allowing me to guide you through this practice. The student and teacher in me honors the student and the teacher in you. Om Shanti 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 Om. I'll see you next time.